You get to choose how you say those words. I could quit preaching here. We don't even need to still be here. I can leave. I'm gonna leave. Well, hello there. Welcome back. We are starting week 3 of Watch Your Tone on Midweek Jesus. I'm so excited to be here with you today and talk more about this really incredible concept. Now, a couple of things I did want to share, and this may just be selfish me, but I gotta share with you some of the intentionality that God has in what he creates in his creation. Hear me out. These are gonna be quick, but boy, are they beautiful if you really let them impact your soul, All right, let's go to art. In art, tone is extremely important. Tone is how light or dark a color is. Now, the reason tone is so important is if I paint a whole painting with just blue, and I only use one shade of blue, it doesn't matter what I'm trying to paint, you will not be able to tell because it's all the same color, and you will just see a blue canvas. But if I use different tones of blue, if I apply tone to my inspiration, to my vision, and I actually put tone behind it to support it, you're going to see the mountains, you're going to see the dark trees, you're going to see the whole picture, because no one can see the image or the vision that you have unless your tone backs it up and supports it. That's a good word. You know what's better? Ready? Without tone, a painting will appear flat and lifeless. Man, that one hits, because there's so much power in our words. The power of life and death is in the tongue. That is, it's Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power. Oh my goodness, the power of life and death are in the tongue. And that leads to the fruits. You see the fruit of whatever we are saying, but that fruit also happens because of our tone. So we want to support that. Oh, that's so good. Let's talk through some more. All right. Let's talk about hair toner. I don't know a ton about hair toner, but let's do it. What does it do? Any product designed to help neutralize unwanted undertones in color-treated hair. Your tone is going to help. When you train your tone, it is going to help neutralize unwanted undertones. What are those things you're constantly facing? This is going to go and help that. Sorry. I had to click something on my phone. All right. After that, what about at the gym? What does it mean to tone your body? Toning your body means developing muscle definition and reducing body fat so your muscles are visible. Your tone will help to expose what is under the surface, the muscles and the lack thereof. Tone is so cool. God is so cool. Thank you for sticking with me through those things, because I just researched them and I thought it was so neat how intentional our God is. Now, let's get to what God really wanted me to talk about in this. I'm hoping that blesses at least one person. And hey, I count. I'm blessed. It's been a day. All right, let's jump into it. So here we go. We're talking about tone and all this. We've talked about what story are you presenting? What does it tell people about the author, about what you believe? We also talked about silence. Man, our nonverbals and what happens in silence speaks volumes to what is actually on the inside. And then even with those little snippets, tone exposes where we're truly at. And we want our tone to support our words. That life and death, we want our tone to support our faith and support our words and support where we're going as opposed to betraying it. Now, tone. We've all been in those conversations where you're talking to someone and it wasn't Christ-like. You were having a bad day, someone said something and you just responded wrong. And I know, and I've thought it before, it's not my fault, okay? That's just how I feel right now. Man, I'm getting so convicted right now. Hopefully not you. All right. But it's not my fault. That's just how I feel right now. You are right, okay? You may be pelted by emotions, but let's look at what affects tone. This is either going to wreck you, in a great way, or upset you, and then wreck you in a great way, all right? What affects tone? This makes me so angry, but a good angry. We're getting good. What affects tone? Your emotions. whenever you enter a conversation with someone, your emotions are going to affect what comes out certain ways. The attitude thing we talk about sometimes. Your stress levels. The higher the stress level, the more your tone may not be matching what you really want. Or the higher your stress levels, the more desperate you may be. And that can sometimes add some extra confidence to things because it has to work. Think about like the people in the Bible, like the lepers. Their stress levels were probably so high. They were not in the best situation. And guess what? They were like, I've got nothing to lose. Like, I've got to go for this. You have to be the savior. You have to be the Messiah. This has to work. Boom! Their tone said, I believe in what you're preaching and I know that it's going to work. It has to. So that could also be positive. The context of the conversation can also affect our tone. The context of the conversation, is this something that brings you joy? Is this something that brings back old memories, past experiences? That can sometimes interact with our tone. Where God has helped you in life before, if you run into a situation like that again, you may be more inclined to be like, I know He's got this. He had me before. He's going to have me now. If you're newer to the faith, you may not be as familiar with God, like picking you out of situations and putting you somewhere else. If you've been in the faith a long time, you may not be as familiar with God, picking you out of situations and putting you where He wants you. It's all about what we've experienced, so that can also affect it. But here's the one. You guys ready I don't think you're ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. Your choice on how you deliver your words affects your tone. What affects your tone? Your choice on how you deliver your words. That is literally an effect of your tone. Sorry, not an effect. That literally affects your tone. You get to choose how you say those words. I could quit preaching here. We don't even need to still be here. I can leave. I'm going to leave. Why do I need to keep talking? Your choice on how you deliver your words affects your tone, which means at the end of the day, you could be feeling so bad. And guess what? That's up to you. Are you going to let it affect your faith? Are you going to let it affect your trust in God? Or are you going to say, nope, I know who He is and He can do it. At the end of the day, we can make excuse after excuse, but guess what? Your choice on how you deliver your words affects your tone. That's all we need. I could leave. I don't need to talk anymore. I'm going to because I like to talk, but let that sink in. If you think of it this way, if you're a parent, I'm not a parent. If you're a parent, your kid comes up to you and did something either biggest pet peeve or just wow, got in so big of trouble. You have two possible reactions. One, being incredibly angry and just tired of the day, and you maybe didn't react in the way that you wanted to. Or you calm down because you love this child and you handle it the way that you intended to handle it. You know, I'm a teacher. Students do stupid stuff all the time. And every time I have an opportunity, I could react in my flesh and not react in a good way whatsoever. Or I can take a second and choose on how I deliver my words. Choose what my tone says about me. Man, that's so good. I mean, if we really think about it, Paul, do you think Paul felt good? He was in prison. They tried to stone him. He's getting chased out of cities. I don't envy Paul's life. But if you really think about it, do you think he always felt great? I don't think so. But do you know what Paul does? He sounds like his life, he will literally be like, man, how blessed am I to be a slave to the Lord. And I was like, you go, dude. I don't think I could. Well, no, correction. I'm going to check my words there. I could. I just don't always choose to. Paul did. And I want to, and hopefully you want to. It's hard. It's not easy. Got to pick up our cross daily and say, okay, what tone am I bringing to the game today? So, man, yeah, I don't even want to keep talking about this because let's be honest, it doesn't matter how you feel. You still have a choice. And maybe that's not what you want to hear. I'm not here sitting with your sympathy party that I just threw a couple of days ago for myself. No, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, I mean, we gotta keep the main thing, and that the main thing is Jesus. Like, do we know who he is? Because if we do, it's our choice how our tone is shared with everybody. And it's gonna show them way more than our words will. Man, that's some good word. I'm gonna stop there before I just keep going on for hours, but I hope your middle of the week is going phenomenal, and I do hope that this speaks to you, whether you wanted to hear it or not. But let's watch our tone. Man, what a good week. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you next.